Hi, everybody. I'm Deacon Dave, along with my wife Debbie, and along with layperson Lisa, and we are here to talk to you about an exciting program that we are going to start again because we've already done one of these ladies, and it's called the Spiritual Mentors Program. We just completed a couple of months ago an 18-month program with a group of over 20 people who all went through this class. It was an amazing class. We have testimonials from the class
You can read those online at Philippians2Foundation.org.
Exactly. And so if you want to learn more about what they thought about the class, that is a great place to go. But we have taken their feedback and we have
made improvements.
Maybe
we should say what the Spiritual Mentors who it's for.
Okay.
So the Spiritual Mentors Program is for anyone who seeks to grow.
I know you don't.
Anyone who seeks to grow in intimacy with Christ. And it's an 18-month program that starts in January of 2024. And once you are in the program, then it's just about being open to how Jesus will use you. And maybe that will be to journey with other people in their spiritual life. We're not here for answers or to solve problems or provide solutions. Mm-hmm. We're here to point to Jesus amongst our trials and journey.
Right, to walk along with people. And so if you're wondering, is this class accredited? No. Is it a degree? No. Is it going to help you grow closer to God?
Yes.
Absolutely, yes. Right, and so that is the first goal. And then as you get more comfortable with your own relationship with Jesus, then it makes it easier for you to walk with other people. So we're also going to cover like 4 dimensions in this formation. It's going to be the human dimension, the spiritual dimension, the theological dimension, and the pastoral. We call these the pillars of our formation, which will be included throughout the program. So Debbie, what was one of your favorite parts of this formation that we did with the first group?
I think the bonding of the whole group and the community was really cool. I know that the graduation or the last retreat that we had was really spiritual.
Yes, it was.
And everyone was very complimentary and very thankful that we had the opportunity to be together as community.
What about you, Lisa? What was one of your favorite things?
Just seeing, like Debbie, the fellowship and the community that was formed, but also the growth that we saw as people took part in this journey, and just to be able to see everyone grow in relationship with Christ, in relationship with each other, and really minister to each other. What about you?
Yeah, lots of growth. I loved adoration. So we have adoration every meeting. And
Yes.
So, and during the retreats, we definitely have adoration, maybe multiple times. And so you get to spend at least an hour at each one of our sessions with God, which, for a lot of us could be really difficult to do. But we felt like that was an important part of this program for us to spend that time with Jesus. So what's included in the program? What's the first thing they have to complete, y'all?
Application.
Spiritual, besides the application,
Yes.
then yes, that's the first thing. Then the spiritual autobiography.
Right, which is basically what?
It's an exercise of throughout your life where you've been aware of the presence of God.
Yeah, and I think oftentimes when you are forced to go back and look, you can see the many places where God was that maybe before you hadn't recognized. And so you can see the movement of God throughout your life more clearly when you step back and really reflect on it through a spiritual autobiography. So what are some of the assignments that they may get throughout this period of time?
Well, did we say that we're going to meet monthly on Saturdays?
Yes.
I don't know if we said that. Okay.
And we'll have readings.
We'll have readings. So usually there's one book or sometimes two.
Right.
Depending on
the topic.
Depending on the topic.
Or sometimes no books.
Or right, there are some with no books, but there is homework.
There's always homework.
Yes.
You're right.
Yes.
And so we also during the class will have what we call spiritual director or mentor practicums.
Fishbowl.
We call it fishbowl, where you will have an opportunity to actually either be on the receiving side or be the one who is being mentored in these situations. So we'll actually bring real life situations to the class. There's nothing made up about it.
Why don't we tell them what maybe a typical day or a typical meeting would be?
Yeah, Lisa, why don't you do that? Because
Sure.
we've changed it slightly, right?
Well, I don't know about the typical Saturday meeting, but so we gather and we have a fellowship time. Then we start with morning prayer and open it up to intentions. Then we have our morning session and discussion. And that's one of the other things that was really good, the lively discussions that we
yeah.
had. Then we have lunch and fellowship, and this is new. Lunch is included,
Yes.
which is great because Art cooks delicious food.
Right. And so in the program cost, all of the food is included. But you want to finish
We'll
today?
get there, yes.
Okay.
And then we have our afternoon session and discussion, and then adoration, and then the spiritual mentor practicum, aka fishbowl, and then a wrap up with takeaways that we want to make sure everyone knows.
Yeah, so we've lengthened the Saturday session.
Mm-hmm.
We used to stop around 3 or 3:15. We have extended that all the way till I think around 5 o'clock.
So it's like 8:30 to 5 would be a typical Saturday
Right,
class.
which gives us a full day of really spending time together, which is really important so we can get the most out of the session, spend time with Jesus, also have time to really practice what we're doing, and then kind of wrap it all up in a bow before we leave for the day. So Debbie, she's the accountant. How much does this cost, Debbie, for someone to participate in this 18-month program?
Well, I was going to go over the day, but then.
Oh, okay. But you're the accountant, so you're going to go over the costs.
Okay. It looks like what we've determined was that for the 18-month class, it's going to be $720, which breaks into $40 per month.
Right.
Or
if you pay it one time.
Or if you want to pay it all at one time, you get a discount to $650 from $720. So what does that money cover? Well, it covers 30 meals at $10 each.
So these 30 meals are the Saturday meetings and also the retreats.
Retreats.
Before, in the prior program, we had a base fee, and then we would ask people to pay for the different retreats. So we're basically doing it all up front so you know what your costs are and you can spread them out. But yeah, 30 meals.
Right, which is 14 monthly meetings and then 16 meals during retreats. It also covers 6 overnight stays at $25 per night per person, which is equates to about $150. The use of the meeting space, which is $10 per meeting, and
The meeting space during the retreats as
the
well.
meeting space, and there's some funds in there for administrative supplies.
Yeah. So we wanted to break down for you, where this was coming from, because we know that $720 a month.
No.
I mean, I'm sorry, not a month, sorry, but $720 is a lot of money, but it is over an 18-month period. And it includes a lot of the things that you would have to do anyway, like eat. And so we feel like this is a real good value. Now, you do have to buy your books. And so whenever we don't have to use books, we don't. But we do have books, and I would guess maybe, what, 100, 150 bucks for all the books, you think?
I would say max, and you can get used books for
even cheaper.
yes.
Or Kindle.
Or Kindle,
Right.
yes.
So it's not a terrible expense. So we
Right.
feel like we've developed a program that is cost effective, can be spread out over time, and then you don't have to worry about anything.
Well,
Lisa?
and I also wanted to point out, so this includes 4 retreats,
Right.
2 mini retreats, so a Friday to a Saturday, and then 2 retreats that are Friday to Sunday. So when you think about the cost of retreats, then just alone at other places, this is quite the cost-effective deal.
So let's go back to kind of the program requirements, and we want to clarify what this means. Okay, so we really want everyone to be at all of the Saturday meetings. We recognize life happens sometimes, but you will get as much out of the program as you put into the program. And so the more you read, the more you participate, the more value you will gain through this class. Lisa's already mentioned the retreats. Here's the things we added, ladies. We have added, yes, Lisa.
By the feedback received by the inaugural class. So
Yes.
these are things they requested.
So we are actually going to be doing daily podcasts. So let's the first class, for example, is on identity. So the 30 days leading up to that class, you will get a daily podcast that's 5 to 7 minutes long that kind of goes through the book and covers everything. So not only can you read the book, you will get some reflections and commentary from us on the book as well leading up to the class. In addition to that, weekly Zoom meetings where we can talk about maybe the reflection questions that we've asked you during the podcast that week, or just to discuss anything that you have. Here's the thing. The podcast and the Zoom meetings are not mandatory.
Highly encouraged.
But they are highly encouraged because they're for you. And we're taking the time to put them all together. And so we would hope that you would want to benefit from that because the podcasts are easy enough to listen to. And we're going to be very focused with the Zoom sessions. We're going to get right to it. And so we want that time to be substantive, informative, and spiritual all at the same time.
Wednesdays, 7 to 8.
Yeah.
PM.
So that's kind of what we're thinking. So ladies, what have we left out?
Well, it's January 2024 to June 2025.
Yeah, and let's talk about the classes.
Oh, yeah.
So like I said, the first one's on identity, okay, and then prayer,
Mm-hmm.
and then we're going to have a healing retreat, which is going to be really awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Then we're going to talk about Catholic social teaching, discernment, spiritual warfare, addictions. Then we're going to have a retreat on spirituality and morality. We're going to talk about grief, marriage and relationships, forgiveness. Then we're going to have like the deep dive mini retreat on spiritual direction, which means you'll be doing a lot of fishbowl. We'll talk about anger, desolation, suffering, the gifts and charisms that we have, love and respect, and then the final weekend retreat, kind of, we call it the Road Ahead weekend retreat, just kind of takes everything together. And I'm not going to give away that retreat, so because it's really awesome. But there's so much here that you can learn about your Catholic faith. I think the Lord will intersect you in places in these different topics that we have in your own life where maybe you need some healing or further understanding. And as you gain that, then you're able to share that with others and walk with them on their journey. Is there anything we're leaving out, ladies?
I just wanted to reemphasize the fact that this program, by taking this program, it doesn't mean that you have to become a spiritual mentor.
Right.
Most of the people currently in the class did it to grow their relationship and their knowledge, and it's kind of like an extension to Cursillo, piety, action, and study, if in a roundabout way. Yes,
Yeah.
no?
No, it is, and I think we would all agree that the dialogue and the conversation through the classes was the most powerful part of this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people just bringing their own experiences, their own readings, including the text that we gave, was very powerful. And we're hoping too that through the Zoom sessions that will be extended, and so you have more, we'll call it touch points, through the podcast, through the Zoom meetings, through the meetings that we're having, so that this experience is even more robust than the group that just finished, and they all certainly enjoyed it. Any final thoughts from you, Lisa?
Well, there's also an online inquiry on October 18th. So if you're interested, maybe if the Lord's just putting this on your heart, but you're not 100% saying yes, then join us. There's no by attending the inquiry, it's not signing
No
up
obligation.
for the class. Yes, that's the word I was looking for.
Right.
And then we'll on November 8th we'll have an online orientation, which will give you your first assignment and welcome you to the class, and then we'll be able to. These are both online, and then we'll be able to, you'll see who you'll be journeying with over the next 18 months.
So if you want to sign up for the inquiry, then just hit that little button down in the lower right-hand corner there, and it will take you to a place where you can go ahead and sign up for the inquiry meeting. Okay?
Did we say what a spiritual mentor is?
Yes,
Okay.
I do believe we did.
Okay,
Right?
just checking.
Just journeying along. Hey, you can tell we're winging this, but we don't wing the
That's how we
class.
do.
Okay, we're very well prepared for the class.
It's guiding others with faith, hope, and love.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
That's right in our thing there. All right, well, I'm Deacon Dave along with Debbie and Lisa, and we hope to see you. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.